Are you wondering why is the needle not catching your bobbin thread on this type of mini sewing machine? So there are actually multiple different things that we will go over with. So you see, for example, if I try to actually do it, so you see it's obviously not catching it and not doing essentially anything. Okay, first you have to actually make sure you are actually doing it properly. So first we have to take our bobbin here essentially, and you see you simply take your thread and make sure it's dropping down on the left side. So not on the right side but left side like this, and essentially making a letter P here. Then we can simply drop it inside here, so like this, and simply take the thread of your bobbin and extend it outside like this, and again drop it simply like down, maybe like 10 or 15 centimeters. Next, what we have to do is we simply have to take this hand and simply take our top thread essentially, so the top thread, and simply hold it. Oh, also at this point also make sure to actually pick up basically your presser foot, so simply pull it up basically, so if you have it down at the moment. So you see I'm holding this with 2 fingers here, and next with this hand I'm going to actually hold this wheel, and you have to actually turn it counterclockwise, so your direction. If you turn it the other way, it actually won't pick it up. So you see I'm simply taking this hand while holding with this one, so again put on actually a bit of pressure here. So again, if you do not hold it, if you do not put pressure, actually it won't catch the bobbin as well. So you see, again, put some bit of pressure here, so it's like stiff like this. So you see, I'm dropping down my needle here, again, make sure you're holding like this. Okay, so you see it actually didn't caught, so let's try again. I simply had slack internally basically, so as I was showing you incorrectly. So again, it should work now. So you see, I'm dropping down again, so putting pressure, and you see it actually caught the bobbin here. So again, literally maybe repeat this 2 times, so if you had messed up something like me. So again, I messed basically purposely it up at the first, so that's why it was not catching. So you see, then I'm taking my scissors here and simply pulling it out here like this, and then I can drop basically my foot and we are done. So let me show you again up close. So again, make sure it makes the letter P, and it's like this. So again, hold it like this, put some tension on it a bit. Again, I'm turning the wheel in my direction, counterclockwise. So you see, it's essentially caught basically now. You see, you can also like help and manually pull it up as well by simply using this without even turning anything. So you see, then it actually comes up. Again, we can literally take our scissors here, push it through, and fish it out. Okay, so you see we have both threads done now. Okay, so what if it's actually still not picking it up? What can we do? So the first thing I suggest you do is inspect your needle if everything is okay with the needle essentially. So you can simply check also, yeah, if it's completely straight. So if it's bent in any way, again, it simply won't go through the proper place. Again, it won't actually pick up the bottom thread essentially. Also, obviously make sure the needle is threaded from the front to the bottom. So you see the thread is actually going from the front to the bottom. If you have installed it incorrectly, from the bottom to the front, again, it won't actually pick it up. Also, sometimes when I'm threading up my machine, I sometimes even forget to actually put the thread through over here. That also catch me sometimes basically. Again, if you do not do that, also it will give problems. And also again, so if yeah, you can also maybe literally even try changing your needle as well. If that doesn't work, maybe again your needle has some problems, maybe it's slightly bent. Again, if that doesn't help. Also, lastly, let me show you how to actually thread up the top part. So if you actually do not do it as it's needed, again, it actually won't create the perfect tension. Again, it simply won't pick it up. So you see on the top, basically you have to take your spool and you have to actually first feed it from the bottom like this. So you see the thread's actually coming basically from this side. So if you flip the spool over, you see it's actually coming from like this side, so that is incorrect, so it won't provide a perfect pressure essentially. Next, I'm threading it through under here, okay, and under this tiny knob, so lift it up a bit so it actually goes under. Then also, also at this point, also make sure your presser foot is actually up So make sure to pull it up basically. Because if it's down and if you feed it through here, the tensioning disc actually won't catch the thread, and that also will prevent you actually from basically threading properly it. So again, make sure the presser foot is actually up before you thread your machine. Simply slide it through the slit now. Oh, also when it comes to tensioning, also make sure to set it at number 4 essentially, or 3 essentially, so we have to have some tension on it. So again, also let's feed it underneath here, so this number 2 and up through this arm. Okay, extend it a bit, and again through this hole. Okay, through this. And next we can put our foot down here and also bring up our needle to thread it. I'm going to use my threader here, so thread it from the and push it through. Okay, pull it through. So again, our thread has to go from the front to the bottom, and then again you can repeat this. So again, insert it inside, making the letter P essentially. Pop up the foot, hold this again, and again make sure to do it counterclockwise. Okay, let's see, I didn't actually hold it properly, and you see this blue thread is picking up the white thread now and bringing it up. So you see it's a bit stiff there. Okay, so you see again we can take our scissors here and help fish it out. Okay, and as you see, job done. So, and if none of this helped actually, then the only thing you can do is you can simply unscrew basically these 2 screws, remove this plate over here and check if your timing wheel actually is correct, if it hasn't actually popped out. So I will actually make another video how to basically take apart this machine and how to inspect the timing wheel if it's actually turning in the right way as basically the machine is operated, and if it's doing its thing essentially. So basically in a very rare case on these machines, basically the timing operation basically pops out of its place essentially, and it simply can't catch basically the bottom bobbin thread essentially. If that happens, but again it's very rare essentially. So the first thing you should do is again make sure your machine is threaded up properly, it has the correct tension, again your needle is not bent, and again you are basically holding this, again doing it as I showed you. Anyway, good luck.